There are two teams playing who are both going for that hat-trick, Lucknow and Delhi. Match number 26, Lucknow wanting a hat-trick of wins and Delhi not wanting a hat-trick of losses. Both these teams, again, Delhi at the bottom of the table, Harsha. It's just not come together for them, you know.
As Simon said about the auction, I think Delhi haven't recovered from that auction. You know, look at Lucknow. What are the teams we talk about? Just very quietly.
The dark horse.
Right under the surface. No one's noticing them. And they're skimming along. They've won 3 out of 4. They've got a team that's got a lot of all-rounders. One day they got a slow track. Krunal Pandya suddenly did well. One day Nicholas Pooran goes and finishes it. But they are a very much below the radar, under the radar kind of team, the stealth fighters. They're just going along very quietly. They beat DC now. They're contenders to top the table. But if DC lose today, no, I think Ponting's going to his wine business again.
Yeah, it's tough for DC, isn't it? I mean,
it's going to be very tough because, look, he's been with them for 2 or 3 years now. He's overseen the transition from Shreyas Iyer to Rishabh Pant. And he's so frustrated. I mean, I can see him. I see him around. He's a good coach. Make no mistake, he's a good coach. He's so frustrated.
But
it's tough. It's tough for Delhi. It's tough for, you lose key players. I mean, obviously Mitch Marsh is injured again, which has happened, I think, every time he's come to the IPL. Which, and he's got a history of injuries, it's tough for him to take, but he's a risk. As soon as you pay big money for that man at an auction, he's a massive risk.
Yes.
Both sides have now lost really key players. Mike Yadav is, we're hearing, is gone from Lucknow. That side strain is lucky to recover it all before the end of the tournament. So they've lost key players.
You feel he'll be out for that long?
Well, knowing side strains, they're just so difficult to recover from. And I don't see him recovering before the end of the tournament to be able to bowl the way he was bowling. So that could be a huge loss from their point of view. So you've got one side going well with an injury concern and one side going really poorly that have got a major injury concern. So I don't know what Delhi do wrong. I don't know. I think you guys did the auction. I talked after the auction. They didn't have a great time of it there. It seemed like they were they missed out on a couple of key people that they wanted and then didn't really know where they were going.
And they let go a lot of people in between.
Almost 11 people.
They let go Saul, they let go Powell. So if you see on paper, I thought immediately after the auction, they were among the most powerful top 6. They had Warner, Shaw, Pant, they had Rothman Powell, they had...
we'll have a look at the squad and...
They had a couple
Tristan
more
Stubbs
big hitters.
there.
And it's come to a stage now where their best looking batter actually at the moment is Tristan Stubbs. And he's going to be a serious player if he continues like this. But Mukesh Kumar got injured. Khalil Ahmed has bowled well off and on. And Anrik Nokia, I think they've sent a doppelganger. It's very difficult to come out of injury, the kind of injury he's had. But he's going a 13th and over. And in the last over, I've seen some numbers. I don't want to repeat those numbers, how many runs he's gone in the last 4 overs.
Did you say this is Ricky's 3rd year, is that right?
No, more than that.
Has it been there longer than that?
Yeah, longer than that.
So at the end of like a 3-year cycle, you would like to think you've built a bit of a team around your franchise and you've got it right. And they just don't seem to have got that right at this stage. So, look, it's tough. I mean, they lose, they're done as well, aren't they? I mean, they're sort of...
And the tournament doesn't need that.
No, the tournament doesn't need that. Yeah, I mean, the tournament doesn't need RCB to be where they are as well. I mean, but the bottom line is, I've said it time and time again, these sides are all good, And if you have an off day, if you have a bad day, you're going to come second. And if you have too many bad days, you'll find yourself well and truly out of the race for the top 4. And we're getting to that point with 2 teams already just into week 3.
By universal franchise consensus, Anrik Nokia is a world-class bowler. I don't think there's anybody who will dispute the fact that Anrik Nokia is a world-class bowler. He's bowled 4 times, he's bowled the 20th over. Guess how many runs he's gone for? 102. 102 runs bowling the 20th over 4 times. That is how unforgiving this league is. That's what just puts things in perspective in this league. You got when Ashutosh Sharma comes out nowhere, Swapnil Singh comes in, they're winning you games. So this is a very tough tournament, and Delhi are just at the receiving end of it. I think Ricky said he was almost embarrassed by
and for a very proud winner. I mean, he's a winner.
Yes.
He's a real winner. Everything he's done in cricket has been about winning. One of the greatest players to have, to have played the game. And for a proud Australian winner to be swallowing that bitter pill, I think day in, day out, he'd be doing it really tough.
You know, you spoke about how Lucknow has been just kind
Flying
of that
under,
dark horse, but they remind me of a certain country called New Zealand in the World Cups, because everyone just seems to consider them the dark horse and they're always there playing the semi-finals or the finals. But Lucknow has been that kind of a team. They're not so spoken about because the attention in the Bangalore and the Mumbai and Rajasthan, so they've not been spoken about so much. KL Rahul's been very impressive because the last 3 games they've managed to defend a score which not too many people thought they would defend. And of course, without their star bowler, the young kid who's been bowling at 157, so they've missed Mayank. So clearly things going right in that camp.
And I wonder if all the home games hereafter will be those 150, 160 kind of games, because they might have an attack that would be suited for that, especially if Mayank Yadav is gone. I'd like to see Mohsin Khan come back again. He's had a couple of good games. Yash Thakur has had a good game. So they've got the bowling with Ravi Bishnoi, with Krunal Pandya bowling well. So they're doing enough to win 160, 170, 180 games. I won't be surprised if all games in Lucknow are like that. And they give me the impression they're very happy to fly under the radar.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Simon, Lucknow put out this little funny reel about KL Rahul joking about his own strike rate.
I thought it was very funny. I thought
it was very sporting of him, very sporting of him as well.
So someone comes to him and says, "You're going to be the next defense minister." He said, "You appear to be the defense minister." And he said, "So you're making fun of my strike rate again?" He said, "No, because you're defending 160 totals all the time." So it was self-deprecating,
nice.
Took a dig at themselves.
Yeah, lovely.
And yet, I thought it was well done.
Yeah.
But do you think that's the only thing maybe they'd want to change around, is Rahul going a little quicker?
Well, if you're winning, no. And I say it time and time again, as long as they're in winning causes, and if you're batting to the conditions that deserve that sort of score, or you think it's even above par, I don't mind it. Yes, they've defended, he's batted first, so you probably want a little bit more, but you've still got to have batters around you. And at some stage he'll have to accelerate. If he bats past the power play and they're only 1 down, none down, then it is his job. He's got all the shots in the book, KL. You just have to be, you can't be afraid to get out. And that's sometimes what I see with some of the established players. They just, at times, they're afraid to get out. It's not that they don't have the shots, because they have all the shots in the book. And when we were there in the UAE, when he scored that 30 something in Dubai, it was unbelievable. But so he's got every shot in the book. Sometimes you just got to take a risk now and then, but you need the other players in your team to help you out when you're taking those risks.
Quickly then, the players to watch out for. Something we do, is it?
Two left armers, 2 spinners.
Bowlers, of course.
Bowlers every time, but I'm going to go with the matchups. Aksha, really love him. Gun cricketer, probably hasn't had the season he's wanted to so far, and Krunal.
For you, Harsha?
I just like watching Nicholas Pooran, man. And I think if they've got to get these 170, 180s consistently, Pooran's got to do that. I only hope they don't do what Sunrise are doing with Klaasen and the others, just taking a very, very good player and using him only in the back few overs as a finisher. Pooran can give you 100 if he's going up. So I'd like to see better use of Pooran. He's my player to watch out for. And in Delhi, I really want to see Rishabh Pant. The other day he came out to bat, and I just think for him recovery, I don't know how he's recovering from. He's had such intense surgery. But he was playing a form of French cricket almost. He wasn't moving his feet. He was all hands, no feet.
It wasn't good to watch, was it?
Yeah, so I'd like to see how he's come out of that, because he's so invaluable to their cause. He has a great IPL. It bodes well for India.